Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching, for supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. So I've gone and done it again. I've bought myself a Suzuki Van on steroids. No, just kidding. This is a Ducati 800 Scrambler. It's a 2016 model and it's slightly buggered. And when I say slightly buggered, I'll show you in detail. It took a very hard front end hit. So this is my new winter project, and I'm going to fix the front end and probably customize the motorcycle. I've never owned a Ducati. Hopefully you've seen a couple of my other Moto Guzzi videos. So I have a Moto Guzzi V7 racer, and I quite like the Italian motorcycles. They're not as frightening as I thought they might be with regard to parts and repairs and working on them. So yeah, here we go. My new Ducati Scrambler, my very first Ducati. I've been riding for 43 years now. I started when I was 10 on motorcycles, on dirt bikes, got my street license in England when I was 17, and now I am 53 years young. So 43 years of riding, probably between 500,000 and 600,000 miles of street riding. Never gone down on the street, never had an accident, touch wood. I need to find a piece of wood. All right, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hopefully this is recording. Using my little tiny wireless microphones to have decent sound recording. And hopefully there's enough light in the garage that you can see me clearly. So welcome back to part 2 of my winter rebuild project on the 803cc Ducati Scrambler Icon. I wrestled this bad boy into my garage where I'm going to do the repairs. Oh my goodness, I'll show you the damage to the front end in more detail, but trying to pull this thing in when the front wheel doesn't move because of the tweakage, the damage to the front is interesting. So yeah, the fun begins. I'm going to do a quick walk around and show you the damage that I've found, and then I'm going to start pulling this bad boy apart, ordering parts, and get it fixed. Because I am very eager to ride this because everybody says they are an enormous amount of fun. And I've owned a lot of motorcycles, and this is my very first Ducati, which I'm embarrassed to say. I've always been terrified of owning Ducatis because of the ownership costs involved. I'm half Scottish, what can I say? I'm a little bit cheap, just a teeny bit. Got a Moto Guzzi V7, got a bunch of other videos on the channel if you want to watch Moto Guzzi videos. This is my first Ducati. Anyway, let's show you the damage. Alright, so obviously this is the right side of the bike, and this is absolutely perfect as far as I can tell. Got a little tiny scuff on the exhaust pipe there. Seat's perfect, tank's perfect, no dings in the tank, no problems with the exhaust system, manifold. The bar ends here are good. We have lost the front brake lever. That's gone, so that's destroyed. I need a new front brake lever. The wing mirror looks like it took a hit, but moving down to the front end, triple tree clamps look really good, but as soon as we get to this point, we've got some damage here. The fork tubes, the inner or lower fork tubes are absolutely buggered. And as you can see from the wheel, that's where the main impact was from the accident from the rider who he rear-ended a stopped car at 50 miles an hour. So that was a rather painful experience for him, and he's still in hospital as we speak. He high-sided on the bike, went over the handlebars, literally went over the car that he hit, landed on the ground. I think he broke his arm, his leg, shattered his pelvis, internal organ damage. Luckily, he was just literally 5 minutes from a major hospital. So he was in an ambulance pretty quickly and in the hospital and had surgery, and he's alive. He's in hospital still recovering as I'm making this video. He was a new rider and not riding with any particularly good gear or armor, and paid the price of not, well, I wouldn't recommend anybody buy an 800cc Ducati as their first motorcycle, first of all. It's too much power, too much horsepower, and you don't have enough skill set to handle that. But this was his first bike, and he's never going to ride again, according to his father, who helped him sell the bike and I bought it. So here we are, fix-it project, new wheel, new forks, upper forks, lower forks. Hopefully the scansions are fine. If I move around to the front here, woo-hoo-hoo, look at that. So look how twisted that front wheel is. Completely tweaked to the side, rubbing against the side. The wheel axle rod is completely bent, so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to be able to get that out, but we may have to cut it out. And the same on the left side, bent forks, damaged tubes. But the triple tree and the head look absolutely fine. Rotor looks good, brakes look good, and aside from that, moving on to this side, the only other damage I can find is the rear passenger peg holder is cracked here. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to need a whole new part of that. So I am really happy. The bars are a little bit bent, handlebars, so I'm super not happy with the way these things look. I can't imagine riding. They look like ape hangers to me, and I'm not a fan of ape hangers. Aside from replacing the clutch and the brake lever and the bar ends, and may have to fix the mirrors. That's all pretty easy. Possible straightening of the handlebars, maybe shortening them, moving everything down a little bit, or just replace them with straight bars with a riser. I don't know. I'll see how it goes. If I can straighten what I've got and put it back on and see how it feels once it's properly adjusted for my reach. Obviously Ducati thought it was a good idea to put these kind of bars on this bike. I don't know. I've never ridden with such high bars that are so wide. So we will see. I'll use what I've got until I need to change it and modify it and make it better. Looking forward to getting this bad boy back on the road. Looking forward to riding it and seeing if it's as fun as everybody says it is. Anyway, thanks for watching, and tune in for the next one where I will be pulling apart front suspension and the wheel and the axle bolt and all that good stuff. So I will see you on the next one. Cheers all, ride safely, survive the ride, gear up, practice, come home alive.